Look, I fudged up. That's why I got these sexy. I kind of screwed up my Soleus. Maybe that's because oh, it's sore. I have miscalculated. I cannot do more than 60 Ks in a week. But she'll be right. So you're fresh out from getting any sort of muscular injury. I've got my soleus pain, but hopefully you can use this and adapt this to any other muscle of your body. First thing we're gonna do is we are just trying to roll it out. My soleus is right here and we're just simply rolling it out. It don't matter what muscle it is, if you can get some sort of pressure on it, that's going to increase blood flow to the area. Next thing you want to do is a little isometric hold. So in this position where I can feel my soleus engage, I am just going to try and continuously hold an isometric hold. Try and find the best way to elicit that muscle engagement and try and make sure that engagement is going down that point of pain or where you're feeling that little niggle. You can even use a band when it comes to doing some of these isometric holds. But isometric holds in any exercise, I preach that because it's just so important. If you can figure out how to work it in an isometric hold, you're pretty much good to go. So I don't know about you, but if you want to follow my routine for the soleus, if you've got a bad soleus, then, you know, just copy along. But if yours is not a soleus, then you can always apply the same methods, transpose it onto any other muscle. So we know that the soleus is active when the knee is bent and you're basically doing a calf raise. So instead of doing stiff leg calf raises, which are going to be full gas rocks, I'm going to come in, stand on one foot, I'm going to hold onto the wall, and basically knees are bent and we are just flossing through that range of motion. Try and make these as single dimension as you can, because it just means you're going to be working that muscle in its purest form. You're not introducing any off-axis forces. It's not going to be too burdening on your muscle, but I can feel that soleus really firing my right leg, and that's the leg that needs help. That's the leg that needs a tiny bit more rehab. Don't want to bounce into it, nice and controlled, keeping that knee slightly bent, leaning forward, and we are just going to keep on working it. Really high reps with this one. Hit like sets of 25, maybe go up to 100, maybe you can go up to 250. It's funny because this is literally how I toe off when I'm running, and that is the very thing that is causing me a bit of pain. So as I stamp down and heels and then toe off, boom, that's when I get that little bit of a funny feeling in my leg. So we really want to floss through heels into going towards that toe off. Basically, if injured, you heat pack, cold pack, compression, standard stuff. You do your stretching to figure out which muscle it is. You do your foam rolling or ischemic compression to isolate that specific muscle. And then you do your isometrics to make sure that you can feel it working as you're engaging it in whatever force. And then finally, you apply it to some sort of functional thing. You apply it into an exercise and that makes you function better. And what would I say if I was the physio? Wait, that's me. Like, should I run that marathon? You get a medal if you DNF?